The Honourable Member Grant Robertson.
Thank you very much, Mr Chair, because I think it is timely for me to respond to the very interesting questions asked by my colleague Jacinda Ardern. I wouldn't dare to respond in terms of the matter she raised regarding the Honourable Member Rodney Hyde. I'd certainly leave him to make any contribution he may wish to make in that regard. But I do want to help answer her question about exactly who it is who will be making these very important decisions covered under Section 18 of the Act being amended by Clause 13 here, and that is the Academy Executive Committee. And so the Academy Executive Committee consists of what are called the 3 discipline-based vice presidents. Now that shouldn't be confused with them having any role in discipline. This is using the word discipline in the context of an academic discipline. So there are 3 discipline-based vice presidents: the Vice President Biological and Life Sciences, the Vice President Physical Sciences, Mathematics, Engineering and Technology, and, to keep Dr Prasad happy, the Vice President Social Sciences. So those are the 3 Vice Presidents who are on the Academic Executive Committee who will be making a decision about revoking the membership of a member of the Royal Society. In addition to that, there are 3 other Royal Society of New Zealand councillors who must also be fellows who are on the Executive Committee. Now, I imagine if the issue that they were dealing with related to another fellow, there may be some questions of conflict of interest, but in terms of dealing with a complaint about revocation of membership, that complaint would be dealt with by the Academic Executive Committee with the 3 councillors on it. There are also 3 additional fellows added to make up the full Royal Society Council. The question Jacinda Ardern asked was, could a lawyer be added to that if there were a disciplinary matter, a revocation? There isn't currently in the Royal Society rules anything that allows for that. The Royal Society rules around this simply talk about the membership. It's for a 3-year term, that they can't hold office on the Academic Executive Committee for more than 2 terms. It will be chaired by one of the vice presidents, and it also talks about vacancies in the event of death or resignation. But nothing in there about adding in any legal expertise to the Executive Committee to make decisions about revocation of membership as covered here, or has been amended here rather in Clause 13. I would imagine, for Jacinda Ardern's benefit, that the Academic Executive Committee may well take legal advice in this situation. I think that would be the only wise course of action if the Academic Executive Committee was moving towards the idea of revoking somebody's membership. But it's a very valid question, and I think what the debate on this clause tonight has drawn out, which has been very valuable, is that this is a sanction that is quite severe, and it's one that needs some considerable thought given to it. But I think what I've tried to do in this intervention, Mr Chair, is indicate that the Academy Executive Committee, who are now being named here under Clause 13, is an august body, with the 3 Vice Presidents representing the full gamut of the activities covered by the Royal Society, and also with the addition of other fellows who will be part of the Academic Executive Committee for the period that they are there. I do note that as we move on through the bill, we will be making some changes to the way that the Academic Executive Committee operates, and it will be worth, when we get to that point, perhaps, Mr Chair, reflecting back to the question of whether or not the Academic Executive Committee is now constructed in a way that represents the full activity of the Royal Society. But for now, the Academic Executive Committee will be making these serious decisions about whether or not a member's activities should be revoked. I was about to say, just to come to my colleague Steve Chadwick's question, no, there is no complaints committee process. I think that given that the Academic Executive Committee is such an august body, I think most members would be comfortable with that. I presume, however, like any public organisation, judicial review could come into play. If somebody did have their membership revoked, it would be possible to move it to that higher level. But within the rules of the Royal Society, there is no complaints process beyond it being referred to that academic executive committee. And I do feel that that gives probably sufficient closure for that matter. But yes.
I call the honourable member Joe Goodhue.
I move that the question be now put.
The question is that the question be now put. As many of that opinion will please say aye. To the contrary, no. The ayes have it. Party vote call for. The clerk will please conduct a party vote. Thank you.
New Zealand National.
58 votes in favour.
New Zealand Labour.
42 votes opposed.
Green Party.
9 votes opposed.
ACT New Zealand.
5 in favour.
Māori Party.
4 opposed.
Progressive.
1 opposed.
United Future.
1 vote in favour.
Honourable Chris Carter.
1 vote opposed.
Any other votes?
Honourable members, the ayes are 64, the noes are 57. The motion is agreed to. The question now is that clause 13 stand part. All those in favour please say aye. To the contrary, no. The ayes have it. The question now is that clause 14 stand part.